Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this new video, what I'm going to be working on is my handmade journal. So this journal was made as part of a project for the book I'm working on, but I haven't really done much inside it. And working inside one of these books is really something I love to do. It's my happy place in the studio, especially this time of the year when it's pretty miserable outside. It's just nice to sort of delve into one of these books and just get a bit lost and lose some time creating, which I don't get to do a lot of these days. So actually making some videos for you guys is going to be such a treat. So I'm really looking forward to filling a few pages, filming them and sharing some techniques and tips with you. So if you're interested in following along, let's get started. But this book here, I just sort of showed how to make the cover and put the pages together. I did a couple of pages inside it, but I wanted to continue to work in this book and share how I get into a creative flow and how I fill up one of these handmade journals. What I love about these journals when I see them on Instagram, when other people share their journals, is when they're lovely and chunky and thick and just full of inspiration and bits hanging out of them and threads, and I just I'm so excited to have a play in this and just get into a flow over the next week. I'm going to try and work on several pages and just give you a bit of inspiration too, if this is something that you're interested in learning about. This is one of the pages I finished. It was quite a sort of simple composition, but I really like that sort of all the same colour, but just really fine lines. And here, so you can use pages that are already printed and blank pages. This was an envelope I printed on, and then you can pop inside little delicate prints and things, or anything at all, little letters, things that mean things to you. It's just another way to have some interest in your journal. So I'm hoping to do some stitching, maybe some burning out some areas, so there's little windows. I've got a few different ideas of things that I want to do in here, and using some of my image transfers as well as backgrounds. And these are just pages I've made patterns with when I've perhaps had some paint left over. Rather than put it in the bin, I like to create pattern pages that I can use in collage or for backgrounds, for example. Okay, so if you're interested in following along and you'd like to see how I'm going to get on this week, let's get started. So one of the ways I like to start working on a project like this is by spreading out my collage papers and just having a look through them and seeing which ones that I'm drawn to, and then reducing that pile. So I really like this one, I like elements of this. So you just have to sort of go through all your papers and then just like create a smaller pile. Create a big pile first and then whittle it down until you sort of have a bit more manageable pile of papers that you're inspired by. So over on the desk here where I'm going to be filming, I've started looking at some of my image transfers. Maybe sitting a bird on top of here. Just had a look at this one here. There was a maybe he could sit on a branch there on the top of a bank or something. So just trying to sort of have a think and see if there's things that I'm drawn to. So for me, that's the best way, just to sort of spread everything out and just sort of, I guess, let the papers just talk to you and see. You'll start to pick things intuitively and just get started. So once you get started and gluing papers down, things that you'll think, oh, I need this is the right bit for the next. So it's sort of, you get into a flow, and if you can see all the papers around about you, and you've assessed them before you start, then you have that in your mind that particular piece of paper is going to fit where you want it to go. You might think, oh, that envelope's pretty, I might do something with that. So this is it just looks a mess, but it's part of the process for me to get going with one of these projects. Okay, so I'm going to just get started with my first page and then just see how we develop. Okay, so I really like this, the crow on top of this piece, which has already got image transfer on this kind of watery background. I think I will use this as one of the pages in the book, but I think I'm going to glue it down while it's flat on the surface, because I think I'll just get a better flatness rather than doing it in the book, and then I'll cut it once it's dried. Okay, so I've got my matte medium glue, some brushes, and my catalyst wedge. So I'm just going to paint underneath this paper just now. Because the paper is so thin, I just want him to sit just right on top of there. So I'm going to work from the centre out. This Maruishi paper just disappears, it's so nice. So you can't even see the edge of that paper now. Okay, so I've dried that off and there was an area that wasn't stuck down, so I've just tried to wet it and glue it down properly, and in that I've just taken away some of the paint. So what I'm going to do is touch up this with some black paint, and that line across his head as well. I don't want that, so I'm going to just get a little dish here and some black paint. You only need a tiny bit. I'm just using quite a dry brush because I want it to still have a sort of printed feel about it. So you can use matte medium to thin your paints as well as a glue, and it's good if you don't want to lose the pigment in your paint, because the water can, you can lose the pigment, but it doesn't do that with the matte medium. I was thinking it might be quite nice just to fill the centre page with this and cover this, so that's a bit right just to that edge there. think I'm just going to use a glue stick to secure this to this page here. Just grab one. Yeah, I think that makes a nice centerpiece for our book. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Sometimes keeping it simple is best, so you don't have to overwork things. I love that texture in the background and the line coming across here, and the text. You can't really read it, but it's just a sort of hint of text. Yeah, I think that's really quite pretty. So what can I do for this page here? So I'd seen, yeah, so I liked this square area here, and I wanted to have a bird sitting on it. So which was the bird I had looked at? I really quite like this graphic element, so I think I'll use that somewhere else. So maybe have this bird cut out. So I think I'll just use my tiny scissors and cut them out exactly. Put them on there. So I think I might add some more detail to the bird, because I'm looking at this one here that's got more details on it, so I'm just going to use that as my reference, just to sort of give his little feet a bit more definition. I'm just using this Stabilo, which is writes on any surfaces. I love this pencil. It's got a really strong pigment, and it's water soluble as well. So I found this piece of gold thread, but I don't know if it looks right. I would like to stitch it in, but unfortunately that means it's going to come through on the back here, so it doesn't really work for this one. But then I tried it down here, and it likes where he's standing. Quite like that little bit of gold bling there, so I think I'm just going to glue it onto there. So for that, I'll try the glue stick, see if it's strong enough. kind of like a harvest moon behind him, I think. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there for today. Come back and do some more tomorrow. Well, that's quite nice start I've made in the journal, I think. Thank you so much for watching the video to the end. If you enjoyed that video, if you hit like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. So I've got another few videos coming up for you soon, so you should get a notification, and I'll pop a newsletter out to you on the Friday to let you know when it's going to be released. Okay everyone, thanks for watching. Bye for now.